That is 0.54 OD, 0.504 ID, 72 inches long. 6 foot long tubes, 0.540 OD, 0.504 ID.
Okay.
Almost full.
In this cabinet, Ed, is just a bunch of tubing.
If you can get the ID stuff.
You can see the OD, ID, 540. Lots and lots of tubing. Whole cabinet full of it.
Heck, we would throw in the cabinet. Somehow.
What about all those saxophone parts in those drawers?
Well, we can go there and look, but
There's these drawers have German saxophone parts in them.
we can just show.
Another box full of tubing. More tubing. So they have all of them have parts.
All German tooling, all German parts from B&S when they were making saxophones. And they're all back here too. And all of these drawers are full of parts. All of those.
These are full of parts.
All these drawers are full of parts. Back here, all
Back
of those.
here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 cabinets, something like that, full of saxophone parts.
Yep.
And if you're looking for any saxophone tooling, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves full of it right there. If you're interested in any tooling, all this is
All German B&S tooling.
German B&S tooling.
B&S Medusa saxophones.
And we're just going to move on to other parts that we have sitting around.
Good cage.
We do have a variety of bells in and around the building that we'd be happy to see disappear too. For instance, in this room, right in there is a stack of bells. So we've got those in a variety of places that you might want to consider taking those to. And this is our cage. And we have bins full of parts, valve caps, valve tops, threaded pin stops, stop rods, piston liners, cork barrels, you name it, screws, lyre screws, pull knobs. And I'll just show you that the bins go for a little ways there. And then we have parts here that we pulled from, all kinds of parts in little yellow containers. And all this is no longer being used in our production since we're purchasing all of our products from overseas. And there's parts here for the marching horns and some of the older marching horns as well. And then there's valves
Valve casing.
valve casings, a variety of valve casings.
We also have the valve casing raw material in our other little building over there. They're 12 foot long sections. No. 10 foot long sections.
Individual
like
valve casings.
0.875. It's the raw brass for the valve casings. It's what we use to make the valve casings with.
All kinds of braces, and these are valve tubes,
Those
right?
are Monel
tubes for valves. Some more brass tubing back here. Some
sheet cotton. That's red.
that's
brass.
a rose brass.
Rose brass.
And then we have some sheet brass. I'm guessing some more sheet brass there. More tubing, and these are all slide tubes. And more boxes of parts, and there's more valves sitting in here, and then a giant round drum full of looks like
Old parts.
old parts there. More valve sections, more bottom caps, top caps, some looks like first valves there. We got solder obviously out the wazoo here too. Bell weight or blessing weights for trombones. This container here has more valve or slide ends, more solder. And then we have cut brass, bells, brass, more brass there, more tubing here, and there's parts that have been boxed up and ready to go. Tuning slide rings, piston liners, large tuning slides, even up there, bell braces, slide braces, slide tubes, nickel thumb hooks, mouthpiece receivers, etc., etc., in boxes, all through here, and with some more cut sheet bell material, lock nuts. All this is available to you. And then of course we've got this bin too, has a variety of stuff on top: lyre holders, drilled pistons, tubing. I think you're going to need a big truck, so all this material here would go as well. So now there's more bells in this room and more parts that could go, and we can kind of collect a little bit of this. But it'd be good for you to come down here and bring some help, obviously, as you want to clear out this stuff. We just got stuff hanging around. This is where our buffing machines were. I know this is kind of quick, Ed, but it ought to give you a good idea of what we do have. And here's some more parts. We do have saxophone parts I was telling you about, rod material, some old necks, pieces and parts of saxophones up here. During our Powell saxophone project, we were putting these things together, some bows. Then we have saxophone tooling over here. Some of this is tenor sax tooling. We never did build a tenor sax. But and then there's some saxophone building materials there. It's all German stuff, pads and posts and whatnot. And we have the Powell Silver Eagle tooling, and a couple beginnings of bodies, some bows, and we do have a bevy of parts available for the Silver Eagle. If you should want to buy all that stuff, it's available. Steven's trying to sell it all, so first come, first serve. Now, he may be a little pricey on some of this stuff, so you may have to work on him a little bit. But there's all these parts to build the Silver Eagle with. And as you know, we quit the Silver Eagle program, and somebody's going to have to supply him parts. Might as well be you. Here's some of the tooling for the Silver Eagle as well. Couple saxophone bodies. More parts over here. Hope you're not getting dizzy with this. And then we have more parts. Oh, here's a few saxophone bodies too that you're welcome to as well. And then we have more parts available in little yellow containers. These are all of our trombone 88 parts. They'd need to be obviously boxed up and whatnot. And of course we got a variety of parts sitting around here which we'll have to get all together for you as well. It might take you a couple days to get all this stuff together, and you're welcome to take any of these horns that we have sitting around in skeletal form too. It might help you. Got more parts over here for some of the old marching brass. Some more bells. Some more body parts sitting up on top of there. We got valve parts over here, and these are some the parts for the stuff that we were making here that you might want to have available for customers. Some of the Sonari as well. And then again, a bunch of racks of parts for trumpets and flugelhorns. And like I said, it's first come, first serve. Whoever gets here gets to be the first one to take it home. And more Sonari parts here in the final finishing area. And it all needs to go. It all needs to disappear. So it'd be a very worthwhile trip to you to come down and check all this stuff out. And we even have a cabinet over here that has some extra special things, some old beasts. We've got a cabinet here and full of finger rings for trumpet and other parts. We've got a bunch of Amato water keys and the insides of Amato water keys. Some bottom caps and stuff for some of the old Sonari trumpets from Germany, which might come in handy. Other parts over here, some saxophone parts from back when Blessing was making saxophones, some old marching brass parts, more saxophone parts down on the bottom shelf there. And we have in here some of the older parts as well, and you can always dig through these and get them out of here, but most of this stuff needs to disappear. Here's some more Amato parts from Allied, so that's available. And then there's a cabinet here full of obsolete parts, which is mostly bottom caps and top caps from older model trumpets. And a variety of trombone slide material as well, again in just another location. So that's pretty much it, Ed. Be a good thing to come down here and check this out.